Hey everybody, Zingact here with a Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I wanted to talk about the new Soul Awakening system, kind of do a quick overview of it, and recommend a couple different blessings you can pick just to help you out with your PvE progression. So let me just do a really quick overview here of the Altar of Souls. You've got your standard soul stones here with different rarities. They're just like pulling shards. You pull them and you get a chance at getting, the different souls, rare, epic, or legendary, and then they vary from 1 star up to 6 star, and obviously 6 star are harder to get, and they give you a bigger blessing. You do have a wish list, which gives you 2x on certain champions. I just picked some of the legendaries I want, epics, and rares. So if you notice, it is a 2x chance of increasing the odds, which isn't a lot compared to how many champions are in the champion pool, but it does help a little. Then you got your awakening screen where you can select champions that need to be awakened. I don't have any right now. Underneath that is your soul collection. I've been selling all the souls that I have not been using yet, or that I don't plan on using. I just saved Legendary Soul because I feel like the Legendary Souls are going to be kind of harder to get. Mystic Market is where you're going to buy extra Soul Stones or Soul Essences. Soul Stones obviously you can open up, and then the Essences you can use at the Soul Merchant. And the Soul Merchant's going to have, I believe, every 12 hours refresh, and they'll have different souls that you can buy. And I believe that if you already have a perfect 1-star soul on a champion, if that champion pops up in the shop again, it will be a 2-star split soul, and then if you already have that, it'll be the next one, therefore, and it's going to be cost more and more. So I wanted to just do a pull for you to see if we got anything. So why don't I just spend them on this? Let's summon some soul stones. Let's summon 10. See if I get anything good. Ooh, I do use Taragi, so that's nice, 2-star. Not the highest, but can use them a bit. Drake I don't really use. Azura I don't use. Thalesia I have. Might save that one. But yeah, none of these rares I use at all. Let's collect the gold coins. And let's summon these last 3. And it's just a rare. Soulbound Boyer. I might save that one. I might have to build her for a secret room on Doom Tower Hard. Another rare. Yeah, Trigger. That's garbage. I'm going to sell that. Chance of getting epics and legendaries are not super good. Alright, epic I want. Baron Geary. I did use them for Faction Wars, but once I beat Faction Wars, I don't have a use for them. So I got absolutely nothing. I'm going to awaken my Taragi, though, because I do use Taragi. I don't know what blessing I'm going to pick on him, but we will... I just want to have him awaken, so I'm going to sell all these I don't use. Because you only get a certain amount of slots in your collection. I believe you get 50 right away. You can buy more. It does cost 200,000 or 60 to get 10 slots, and it'll be more as you go. Now, I just also wanted to show you the blessings real quick that I recommend. I picked up some on, like I said, I got a couple legendaries. Got one on my Constantine. They're only 1-star, but at least I still get access to the blessing. So he's my main arena nuker. And I did pick up Soul Reap. The only thing it's giving him so far is the Grim Reaper ability. If you deal damage to a target and they survive currently at level 1 at 4% of their max HP left, a Grim Reaper will spawn and he will execute the target. Then, if you have a higher one, if the target survives, like they have a passive that gives them unkillable or they've got a swift parry gear, he will have a chance to place True Fear, and if you have the max amount, he'll have a 100% chance to True Fear the enemy, so they don't go and take a turn and, say, resurrect their team if they're a reviver or whatnot. But if I do max this out, it's going to give him 500 attack, 25 10% extra crit damage and 10 speed, but it's going to be a while to find that. But I do like the fact that if I barely don't kill anybody, I have a chance to execute them with the ability. What I did want to talk about, I threw in my Venus, I use Venus in like PvE content, was Brimstone. So whenever you attack, you have a chance to place a Smite debuff. At level 1, it's only a 20% chance, and I believe it is on a 4-turn cooldown. I haven't tested yet. I don't know if that means that it's automatically going to trigger right away, and then you have to wait 4 more turns to trigger again, and there's only a chance to place it, or if it will only go on cooldown once you place the debuff. But you'll place a debuff that can't be removed, called Smite, for 2 turns. And what happens is a meteor will hit the target, dealing 25% damage, enemy max HP to the target, and then 5% enemy max HP to all other enemies. It says champions under the smite, but that also applies to all targets. That's bosses too. And you only have 1 smite on the target at a time, but this is phenomenal for like either clearing dungeons or doing the clan boss. Because the clan boss, whenever they're going to take their turn, they're going to have a smite, meteor is going to hit, and it's going to do a bunch of damage. And it gets you some good stats on the way up as you can get it. Another blessing I did want to touch on for clan boss, okay, I can look here. Was it Crushing Rend, I believe? This one ignores percentage of the defense. It wasn't that one. This one is pretty good on champions that do enemy max HP damage for clearing waves. Oh yeah, here it is. Cruelty in the dark tree. Whenever this champion hits an enemy, you'll decrease their defense to the end of the round. So in clan boss, there's 1 round. If you're in a boss fight, there's 1 round. At level 1, it's 1% up to 10% on champions or 5% on bosses. So against the clan boss, that's an extra 5% decreased defense permanent. And it only takes 5 attacks to get it there. If you have multiple champions with this blessing, you can't decrease it more than 40 or 20 for a boss. So, and it, like I said, it starts up to 5% on level 1, 10 on level 2, or 3, I mean. But if you have 2 champions on your team, you're going to be decreasing the bosses up to 20 if you just have level 3 awakening on 2 of your champions. So if you have decreased defense, reduces 60% plus another 20%, you're going to be doing that much more damage to the boss. I will clarify though that when you either ignore defense by a certain percentage or that you're reducing it another certain percentage, they are not additive, so you're not going to add, say, 60% with the debuff, 20% with the cruelty blessing, and then another, let's say, like 25% with cruel set. You're not going to be getting a 95% ignoring defense. What instead is going to happen is you're going to minus it 60% from the debuff, and then what's left, you'll minus it another 20% of the remainder, and then you'll ignore another 25% of that. So still, it will increase your damage a lot. So between Cruelty and Brimstone, you're going to be pulling a lot of extra damage numbers on, say, the Dragon or Ice Golem, Fire Knight, especially Clan Boss. Clan Boss is one of the most important aspects of this game because you get such good rewards. You know, getting legendary books, sacred shards every day. And if we can get the clan up to a certain point, we could get double the chests. So then I wanted to show you my current team I've been using on all difficulties on my Iron Twins Fortress. I actually was struggling a little bit with this current iteration. I'm just going to show you stage 9 real quick. I have been getting up to stage 12 on all the others, but this being Spirit Affinity, I am using double Geomancer, and it's been doing a lot of damage to my Geomancers compared to the last 2 days. So I will show you a run how I'm doing this. I'm using Mithrala for increased accuracy. She also throws up an extra shield, which can, with Brogni, be reflected back. This is all about damage mitigation and damage reflection. There's multiple different strategies you can do. I've seen killable teams, poison teams, Mithrala, yeah, she's mainly in here for accuracy. Sometimes you have to cleanse debuffs, and then she also puts poisons on the boss. Geomancers are the stars. They're going to reflect all the damage this is doing. So yeah, so this is the team I've been going and having success with. But there's probably content creators that will show you guides on various different champions that can definitely help with this. If I had a Vogoth, he'd be really good in here, but that's the one epic that has evaded me. I have every other epic in the game, I'm pretty sure, except for I can't pull a Vogoth. Alright. Oh yeah, my Thrall is in Stone Skin for Arena, but I'm mostly using a bolster set on my Duchess, plus it heals her to keep her alive in case I need to revive the team. Shield set on Brogni, that's why the shield's so thick. And then these two are just in random sets to meet the accuracy requirement, because stage 15 needs 550 accuracy. So unless you're bringing an increased accuracy champion, or a bunch of accuracy aura, yeah, you're going to have high accuracy. So I'm just going to place poisons. And I'm going to try to land. Alright, I got that, so my second Geo, I'm just going to do A1, because also placing the decreased accuracy is great, so he doesn't place his debuff on you, but he almost always does, because the fight goes a long time. I'm going to automatically put up another shield, and give him a turn. So he's going to attack. Look how much damage he dealt to himself. That was Reflection from one Geomancer and Brogni. And because he still has 2 turns, I'm actually going to use my Duchess as a... well, we're going to wait a turn on that. We'll attack once. I do want to stagger their abilities as best as I can. I'll try to throw some poisons on him. I have noticed that it feels like he doesn't take as much damage from poisons as I think he should. So I don't know if there's something in his kit that reduces how much damage poisons do. He still takes damage from poisons, but it's definitely mitigated. Okay, so he still has 1 turn, but at certain thresholds of his HP, he does a retaliatory attack, but he also cleanses. So I think he's close. It's around here somewhere. So I'm gonna just throw buffs to give him an extra turn. Alright, there you go. I think he just cleansed right there. Okay, so I'm just gonna... A1, yeah, Mithril is pretty much A1. She sometimes uses her cleanse. Almost never uses her second ability unless I need the defense up, but... there's probably a better champion than Mithril for this, but... Mithril is already built for Arena, so I thought I'd just use her. And she's working out really good. Really tanky. Okay, yeah, so that's where them being Force Affinity is really hurting them. Let's throw up increased defense. Oh, that's right, it's an attack. Oh boy, he might die. Let's try to keep this up. Okay, so another thing with Brogni's shield, it also heals. So not only does it reflect, but it also heals. He is so low. He still has 2 turns HP burn, so I'm just gonna place bluffs. Or sorry, I'm gonna place buffs. I can't really speak. Let's try to replace HP burn. Well, this isn't a super fast team. It's pretty consistent. I'm like not worrying about dying. You might think, well, he's ramping up damage now. He's lower. Well, he is ramping up damage, but also I'm reflecting more damage, as you can see. Still has 2 turns, so it's probably in the bag. I just have to finish him off. Let's throw some buffs so he takes a turn. And he's dead. And while I'll notice 2 Geomancers, their passives don't stack together, but I just want to have a debuff up at all times, so they're just taking turns going back and forth placing that. You definitely don't need 2 Geomancers, but it makes it consistent. I mean, 3 minutes is not very fast. I'm trying to get to just stage 15, and then to start farming that. So that's why also I've used my gems to try to get as far as I can, because then when the next rotation comes around, I will be at the final stage, and hopefully I can actually do pretty good. With that, I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you later.